Hi there, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for the online TOEFL course, the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. And you made a comment at my website. Let me take a look at your situation. So, say I'm doing TOEFL preparation for the TOEFL IBT test. I have taken this before and got very bad score. So your score was 14 points in the reading, 18 points in the listening, 18 points in the speaking, and 15 points in the writing for a score of 65. You say, but I need 100 to get admission in the PhD program, and now I'm getting 20 to 24 marks in the listening section while practice. You want to see here, while practicing online, but in the real test, score was too low, so please help me to improve my score from 65 to 100 in 2 months. My goodness. Now, I get everybody telling me this and that, and I'm telling you, I'm not God. I cannot perform miracles. Your score right now is 64. You want to get 100. Realistically, it's just not very likely that you can go from 65 to 100 in 2 months. I have to be honest with you, right? You're asking me directly. I'm telling you directly. Realistically, you're looking at probably anywhere from 4 to 8 months of very, very serious study before you're going to reach your goal. Your English skills need to be better than they are, and it will take you time to do that. So I do have some suggestions of some things that you can do. So in this particular video, I will begin to outline some of these things right now. Now, first of all, it's not just studying TOEFL online, but you have to build your English proficiency. You need to improve your English through getting more exposure to the language. So let's just forget TOEFL preparation for a minute, and let's just talk about some specific things that you can do to build your academic English language proficiency. So I'm going to make some comments and outline them right here. First of all, I recommend reading every day right now for about 45 minutes, especially given the fact that your reading score is so low. You just need more practice generally with reading. The key here is to find reading passages in which you have a genuine interest. You might have a magazine that you like reading. Maybe there's a certain newspaper that you think fits you better in your academic career. And you can also read longer books, again, on topics in which you have an interest. Start reading every day. You have to do this for several months before you get benefits, but if you do it, I'm telling you, you will definitely get better. Okay, the second thing you want to do is the same thing with your listening. So practice your listening every day for about 45 minutes. Now in this case, if you have English TV, you can focus on news, documentary, history, and especially science programs. These things are going to be very, very important for you. Now, as you do your reading and listening practice, you have to get used to taking notes. So focus on the main and the most important supporting points of the reading and the listening passages. So like I said here, you have to work on your note-taking. Now, as you do the note-taking practice, it's not going to be perfect in the beginning. It takes time. This is why I'm suggesting you follow this routine for several months. But as you're doing the note-taking practice, you need to practice writing and also speaking about the reading and the listening passages. Now, in terms of writing, I recommend maybe 3 250 word summaries each week. So as you do your reading and listening practice, you're going to identify the thesis or the main point along with the most important supporting points, and then practice writing about that information. Now as you do the speaking practice, my recommendation here maybe is 3 60-second oral summaries. It's kind of what you did in 4, except you're now speaking about the information. And whenever you're doing oral summary, I recommend that you record your voice so that way you can listen to it again and check your delivery, which means pronunciation. You can check your language use, including your vocabulary and grammar usage. And then you can also check your topic development, which means how you're organizing and developing your ideas. All right? Now 6. Now we'll talk about some TOEFL preparation. But I'm going to be honest with you, is you got to be really serious about points 1 through 5 if you want my online TOEFL course to help you. Because you have to do more than just study TOEFL. You have to actually build your academic English language proficiency. So, what I'm going to say is, spend maybe, as you do 1 through 5 steps, I'm going to say spend 60% of your time doing those things. And then 40% of your time you can spend going through my online TOEFL course. Now, I have different study guides that I recommend for my students based on their current level of English ability, but because you're trying to go from 65 to 100, see, if you say, okay, I want to go from 65 to 80, I'm like, okay, we can work with that. If you want to go from 65 to 100, I'm telling you, that is changing your life dramatically with your English. That's not something that's going to happen in just 60 days, right? Okay, so as you go through my online TOEFL course, here's my first recommendation. I recommend that you do the vocabulary, pronunciation, and the grammar sections first. This is, I think, your best bet. Now, I'm not going to give you a timeline. It could take you 3 or 4 months just to do this first section. It just depends how long it takes you to learn the words in those lessons. But I recommend you do the first 3 sections of my course first, because that's going to build your vocabulary. That has a dramatic effect on all parts of the test. You have to also identify what pronunciation problems you're having and then work on those lessons to help you. And improving pronunciation also takes a lot of time, so you should do pronunciation also very quickly, I think, when you get into my course, and then also grammar. So what you can do maybe for the first 1, 2, or 3 months, however long it takes, each day schedule vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar practice from my course, each day, right? Now, once you've done that, then you want to go to the listening and the reading sections of my course and complete those next. This will probably take you another 1 or 2 months. Again, this is very important. My website will help you build your academic listening. I will also help you with your reading practice, including improving your reading from 100 to 350 words per minute. And then finally, you can focus on the writing and the speaking sections of my course. And then, as you're doing that, from time to time, you probably need to get a suggestion. You want to get some feedback as to where you are. So you can take, after 3 months, you can take a full-length TOEFL IBT practice test to check your progress. Now, let me tell you a story. One of my students is in a similar situation as you are, but she doesn't need 100. She needs to get 80. So when I met her, her score was 61. So she worked for 2 months very, very hard. I mean, super hard. She retook the TOEFL and got 74. So she made a lot of good improvements. She's not there yet to 80, but she's close. So she probably needs about 1 more month before she reaches her goal. Now remember, every student is different. I cannot guarantee you get exactly the same results as she gets. Everybody's going to be different in that respect, but typically, I mean, if you're at 65 now, maybe 2 months from now, you should be close to 80. That would be a very good progress on your part. Now, once you're at 80, it'll take you several months to go from 80 to 100. That's something that doesn't happen quickly. Remember, the higher you get with your TOEFL score, the more you have to practice. Even if your score is 90, and you want to score 100, boy, you got to really do a lot of serious practice for those final 10 points. It really does take a lot of practice. So this is it. This is the plan that I outlined for you. You see what we're saying? So first of all, steps 1 through 5, I'm saying spend 60% of your time right now doing the first 5 steps that I suggested in this video. And then step 6, you spend 40% of your time going through the lessons in my online TOEFL course first, focusing on these sections. Then you can do these, and finally you complete these sections of my course. And then when you feel the need, if you want to mark your progress, you can certainly take a full-length TOEFL IBT practice test to check your progress. And that's it.